Hello everyone, and welcome back to Lotus Premier Education. My name is Amanda and I want to be your college tutor. Today we have an exciting continuation in our supplements series, and that is we're going to talk about supplements for the University of Wisconsin. Wisconsin is a school that I see on so many students' lists because it has a lot of wonderful things going for it. It has great school spirit, and it's also situated really nicely where it's a safety for some students, a target for some students, and a reach for other students. And so because of this balance, it's a school that is really highly sought out. So Wisconsin's application is a little bit deceiving, and that's why we want to talk about it today. When students first open up the Wisconsin application, they see one supplement and they see that it is a why question. So they kind of take a seat back and they say, okay, a why question, I got this. Now don't forget, we have a whole video on why this school supplements on our page. You can go ahead and check that out and get lots of really important tips for why questions. But the Wisconsin supplement is a very different why question, and I'm going to tell you why. So first and foremost, Wisconsin is one of the few schools that doesn't count demonstrated interest quite as highly as other schools do. And part of the reason why is just the sheer number of applicants. It's really difficult for them to pay attention to all of these emails coming through and to really keep track of all the interest that students show. Now, that is not to say that you should show no interest. You absolutely should. You always should. But it puts more weight on the supplement to really show the school that you really want to go. So let's talk about how you might do that. I'm going to read the Wisconsin supplement first, and then we'll get into how you should begin, how you should brainstorm, and how you should answer this question in a way that will help you be more successful. So, tell us why you would like to apply to the University of Wisconsin-Madison. In addition, please include why you are interested in studying the majors you have selected. If you selected undecided, please describe your areas of possible academic interest. You may enter up to 650 words, but 300 to 500 is recommended. So most students that we work with here at Lotus Premier Education who are applying to Wisconsin send in a supplement that is between 550 and 650 words. So this is a long supplement, and that's the first thing that makes it different. Most of the time when you have a why this school supplement, it's usually a little bit shorter. The average is about 250 words. Now, one of the key things about Wisconsin is right in this question, they tell you what they're looking for. So for example, they ask you to talk about why you want to study the majors you have selected. That's not there by accident or for fun. They really want to know that. The other thing that they mention that's really important is they say if you have selected undecided, please describe your areas of possible academic interest. Now, this is something we talk about quite a bit. You don't ever want to choose undecided when you're applying to a college, because the reality is you're not undecided. You're probably undecided between 2, 3, 4, or even 5 interests. But the thing is, if you say to a college that you're undecided, they won't get to see any of those interests, and then they won't know where to place you in the class. So rather than saying you're undecided, pick 2 or 3 of those interests and figure out a dynamic that makes you happy and report that as your intended major or as your intended interest. You can always change majors when you get to campus. This is just an early way to show the schools what you might be doing when you get there. So now, for the Wisconsin supplement, because this is 650 words, you need to show them who you are going to be on campus in a way that is creative, funny, enlightening, and really shows them a little bit about who you are while keeping them engaged. So, what I recommend that you do. Number 1, start with a brainstorm. Set your phone for 45 minutes. Start on the Wisconsin homepage and just immediately start listing out the things that you would do if you were a Badger. Would you participate in this club or that club? Would you major in this thing or that thing? Would you take this class or that class? And which professors do you want to study with? Those are all really important details. Remember that when you're answering the why questions, and Wisconsin is no different, you want to make sure that each sentence has a purpose And each detail is very specific. If you can put your finger over that school's name, and it will sound like the sentence applies to any other school, that is not specific enough. So the first thing you want to do is start with research on Wisconsin and make sure you know what you would want to do there, why the school excites you, and how you would get involved in the community. The second thing you want to do, my friends, is you want to think about how to open that supplement. The biggest mistake that I see students make on the Wisconsin supplement is they start the first line with, if I were a Badger, or if I were a student at Wisconsin, or when I get to Wisconsin, I will. While all of these things are great, there are 650 words, so you need to start with something that's going to capture your reader's attention. Try to think about an anecdote, a story, a metaphor, a piece of yourself that perfectly lines up with a piece of the school. How would you show Wisconsin that you two are a perfect match? What I recommend is starting with, like I said, a story or a metaphor that you then work throughout the essay as you get into more of a narrative style writing where you're talking about the things that you would want to do on campus. Now, something that may help you think through this supplement is when you write what you want to do on campus, you can have one section that's academic. That's where you would talk about what you want to major or minor in, the classes you want to take, the professors you want to work with, the research opportunities you want to participate in, the programs on campus that you want to take advantage of. Those would go under sort of an academic section. And then you can have more of an extracurriculars or a tradition section. What campus traditions do you want to participate in? What clubs could they see you participating in on the weekends or during your free time on a weekday? What sports organizations would you be part of club sports on campus? What community opportunities, maybe study abroad? Those are things that go into the extracurricular category. I do want to pause this video for 1 second to talk about study abroad. Study abroad is something that you can mention in a supplement, but mention it very quickly and only if the school has unique, specific study abroad programs. I will often see students write an entire paragraph of a supplement about how they want to study abroad. And basically what that tells a school is, I'm really excited to not study on your campus. So if you do want to mention study abroad, make sure it's brief and make sure you have a reason for it, aka the school has a good study abroad program. On a similar note, the same thing can occur when you're talking about your career or postgraduate options. So at the end of a supplement, you always want to talk about how a school is really going to get you to where you want to be in life, help form the person that you want to be. But what you don't want to do is spend so much time talking about how you love a school's postgraduate options that the school feels like, wait, what about the 4 years while you're here? You're already thinking about graduating. So 2 things to be cautious of in all of your supplements, but also in your why supplements, are study abroad and postgraduate career options. So in your Wisconsin supplement, you now have an amazing story or an anecdote or a metaphor that is going to open up your supplement. You then talk about what you would study on campus and all of the things you would take advantage of academically. You're then going to talk about clubs or organizations that you would participate in, things you would get involved with that nurture the whole person. And now you're getting towards the end. The end of your supplement should really drive home your point with a pow. You want to make sure that you take time to really think about how to end the supplement. We're not trying to spend all of this effort to just trail off at the end. The end of our supplements should be equally as powerful as the beginning. So a couple of things that students like to do. Number 1, circle it back. Go back to the beginning story or the beginning metaphor and really push it a little bit further. Option number 2, move towards the future. How will all of these things that you mentioned in the supplement contribute to the person you want to be, and why is Wisconsin imperative for that? And number 3, a really unique, new, fun opening that is going to be memorable for them as they finish up the essay. So that could be something that seems completely new, but actually you find a nice way to integrate it with the rest of the essay and just kind of surprises your reader a little bit at the end. So we hope this video is helpful. The last thing we're going to say here about the Wisconsin supplement, this is not a quick supplement. This is not a school application that you should be tossing in anywhere. So make sure you do your due diligence, spend your time brainstorming. The better you brainstorm, the better you outline the things you want to do at Wisconsin, the easier it's going to be to draft this supplement. And very best of luck. If you have any questions, please comment them down below. We love to see your questions and address them as best you can. Please like this video, like our other videos, subscribe to our channel. It is so helpful as we try to get this important information out to all of you applicants. Very best of luck on your college process, and we'll see you back here soon on Lotus Premier Education. Bye guys.